Good morning and welcome to Mission Alive. I'm Greg McCann and I'm continuing the series on the MSCs in China. Last day we talked about the renovations of the church in Shenzhen with money made available from the general administration in Rome and from the family of Father Mark MacDonald. The money was given to Bishop Wang, the retired bishop of Guizhou province, and he handed it on to the existing bishop called Bishop Paul Xiao. So renovations began and they were finally finished in 2012. I'd like to continue on today with another aspect of our work and our mission in China and in Shenzhen. Do you remember I spoke to you about the orphans? Especially I spoke about Amy. So let's have a little look at see what happened to the orphans. As I said before, I visited Shenzhen quite regularly while I was living in Tongren. And I watched the three remaining orphans grow up. There was Amy, Angela, and Annie. Don't know why they all had names with an A, but that's so typically Chinese. You'll notice there they are, there the three of them. There's Amy, she's got a little bit bigger now, a little older. And you can still see in the background those photographs of the early missionaries, the early German missionaries. I think that's very significant part of visiting the Shenzhen Presbytery. That's where the orphans live. They live in the presbytery, and the local people, the local parishioners cook for them and give them some food and things like that, and they go to the local school. Anyway, I took them out shopping and I bought them different clothes and things like that when I would visit them. They all seemed to have a good time, but they were typical kids. They'd sit down and watch the telly. Once again in the background, see those photographs? So they were very, very typical kids, but they were lovely kids. And then when I was in Tongren, blow me down one day, Amy and Angela turned up. There's Amy, there's Angela, and they would say hello. Much older now, much older. Isn't it interesting? Whatever happened to the orphans? Then, 2 years ago, on May the 19th, 1990, Amy got married in the church in Guiyang. And it was a wonderful occasion, and many young parishioners attended. The parish organised the dress and the reception, and as can be seen by the photos that they sent me, the bride was ecstatic. I wasn't present, but I was sent the photos as it all happened. It was as though I was there. The early missionaries would have been so proud of it. You remember that photograph that I took? Amy and Angela. And there's Amy just before she gets into her wedding dress. That's walking down the aisle. And there's the blessing. I think it was a very proud moment for all of us. And I hope one day to see Amy again. Many new things happened while I was in China, and one of the most rewarding things I think that I was able to do was to help with the clean water projects. I mentioned that Shenzhen was a very poor part of China, and it is one of the poorest. But Guizhou province as such is considered one of also the poorest provinces in China. And I was very happy to be there. I would much prefer to have been there than, say, in Beijing or Shanghai or Nanjing or Chongqing. Being in Guizhou and in Guiyang, wow, I think that was great. So anyway, we got some money from Adrian Meany in those days, and from the missions office here where I'm sitting at the moment. They gave us money for some clean water projects, and it went over very, very well. You know, one of the things that you have to do when you do clean water projects, it's important to get the receipts and make sure that all the money is accounted for. And I said to Adrian Meany at the time, who was in charge, I said, if I give you a receipt, you won't have a clue what it's about because it's all in Chinese. And I said, my best receipts will be photographs of what we're doing with your money. So here are some photographs of what we did with the money for the water projects. Our MSC Catholic Mission Office made funds available for clean water projects, and here are the few photos showing the results. Thank you for your help. All the people who were involved in helping. And there's thousands of people involved in the clean water projects that are handed out through the Catholic Mission Office here at Kensington. So there they are. I had to buy the polystyrene hose, and they dug it and put it in. There's the water there, so they had to get the water up the hill. I think I probably bought them a pump, but I'm not sure. And there's another one that was in the middle of the bamboo forest, and they were able to tap into an existing water container, but they needed pipes, and they had to be metal pipes. And this one here is a school. That's the building of a school, and these are some of the teachers. And this fellow here, that's the mayor of the city, believe it or not. We built that tank. We had the water tank built, and the water goes into the school because they had no water for the water for the toilets or anything like that. So this went over really, really well. They were very, very happy with that. And there's some more people that are digging the trench to take it up to their village, which is here. So those are some of the water projects. That's what we did with your money. The generous people who would help us with our water projects, and God willing, we'll continue to work with the developing countries and get the work done, not just for water projects, but for environmental and youth education and all sorts of things that we use the money for. So thank you so much for your wondrous, generous help. It's greatly appreciated.